Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to you, brother of elect, which is word of truth and sincerity. All right, I'm back with an article here. This from CNBC. And it says, as states and cities raise minimum wage rates, some experts say a higher federal rate is long overdue. All right. So it says, workers earning minimum wage are getting an income boost in some parts of the U.S. thanks to a new higher minimum pay rates that went into effect in July. I know that ain't coming to Louisiana, so I can tell you, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, the southern states, they ain't coming to none of them most likely. But it says Connecticut, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington, D.C. all had new higher minimum wages as of July 1st. Those increases come as the federal minimum wage stands at $7.25 per hour, unchanged since 2009. And you can't live off $7.25 an hour, especially now. You couldn't live off that back then. You need 3-4 of those jobs just to barely make it. Okay, that's not living. All right. President Joe Biden has advocated for raising the federal minimum wage to $15 per hour for all workers. In January, an executive order he signed that raised the minimum wage to $15 per hour for federal workers and contractors went into effect. Let's see. But efforts to raise the federal pay rate more broadly were deemed ineligible for inclusion in budget reconciliation legislation last year. All right. So basically, they said that shit ain't gonna work. It ain't in the budget. Now, right now, it seems somewhat stalled, said Pamela Lopers, senior fellow at the Income and Benefits Policy Center at the Urban Institute of Efforts to Raise the Federal Minimum Wage. Meanwhile, some states and localities have taken up the issue, with Florida and Delaware moving to a $15 per hour minimum wage. Companies such as Amazon, Target, and Walmart have also stepped up to establish higher minimum pay rates for employees. All right, let's look at this little chart here. Here's where the minimum wage is rising. In Connecticut, minimum wage increased to 14 from 13. It was set to increase again to 15 per hour starting next June. Okay, Nevada, employees without health benefits, minimum wage is now $10.50, up from $9.75, and will gradually increase to $12 by 2024. Boy, these people here something else. Employees with health benefits, $9.50 up from $8.75, and gradually go up to $11. Still ain't shit. Oregon, the standard minimum wage goes up to $13.50 from $12.75. DC, minimum wage is now $16.10 per hour, up from $15.20. Okay, but like I said, most states, they ain't really going for that. It seems like an alternative in the stalemate of federal changes. Okay, let's skip that. How higher wages may help businesses. Now, I got some on the input on that too. While some argue higher minimum wages could place a burden on small businesses, the opposite is actually true, argues the Holly Scholar, CEO of Business for Fair Minimum Wage. If you've got a worker at one business, they're customers at many other businesses, said. It's really great way to spur consumer demand to put money in the pockets for local customers, for local businesses. Let's see. Glad to see minimum wage in Nevada go up, though he is already paying employees a higher rate of at least $14 per hour. I don't think I've ever paid anyone minimum wage in my entire life. If our employees have less financial stress, they're going to stay in the job longer, which is true. they're going to be more loyal, which is true. Our turnover figures are much less than the industry. Job openings and voluntary departures are still at record highs, according to the latest government data, pointing to a persistent quitting trend among workers that's been dubbed the Great Resignation. Okay. This says, moreover, higher pay. I'm going to read this here. Some economists have expressed concerns that higher federal minimum wage could fuel inflation, an idea Biden has rejected amid calls for 15 per hour. Moreover, higher minimum pay is unlikely to make inflation worse, since low-wage jobs are not concentrated in industries that are fueling rising prices. The federal minimum wage has lost about 26% of its value since its last change in 2009 and about 40% since 1968. While state and city efforts to raise minimum wage, raise minimum pay rates help, there are still roughly 20 states that base their minimum wages on federal rates. Okay. But anyway, what people don't realize when it comes to the raising of minimum wage, they say it doesn't affect inflation. It's a lie, because when you raise that minimum wage or raise these pay rates, someone in their right mind, like I'll give you an example. If I've been on my job for, like, say I started out making $10 an hour, I'm just throwing a number out there, and I've been on my job for 5 years, and I got $1 raise every year, which most likely wouldn't happen any damn way. But say I got $1 raise every year for 5 years. Now my pay rate is $15 an hour. Okay, I've been here 5 years and worked my way up to getting $15 an hour. Now this guy comes in making $15 an hour starting out, and I worked 5 years for that. A man in his right mind will want the difference. So if he comes in at 15, I need to be at 20 at this point. You know what I'm saying? That's just common sense there. But that's too much like right. This is Esau's kingdom. They wouldn't do stuff like that. Okay? These are unwise people. This the devil at the end of the day. Okay? And they really want you dependent on them. Okay, it's not about establishing independence, because if they really wanted you to establish independency, they would give you your land. You would have to pay taxes on land that you own. Okay, think about how stupid that is. You do not own land. These so-called homeowners and property owners and landowners, you don't own shit. If you still paying taxes on land that you so-called own, you don't own it. Because if I own something, I can do whatever I please with it. All right. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic there. But these minimum wage raises, the thing is, the higher that they raise these rates, the higher the value. I mean, Salakia, the lesser the value of the money is, the more you'll pay. Okay, so you're not really. It's not really helping the people raising the rate, because all the goods are going to do is goods and services are just going to raise in their prices in order to keep up with it. Okay, businesses are going to raise their prices in order to keep up with it. It's simple economics. Okay, you can't believe all the bullshit that they be feeding you, especially these leaders. All right, but let me grab a few scriptures here. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay. The people are mourning. The people are mourning across the earth with what's going on. Okay. Anytime you have wars and skirmishes and rumors of wars and non-peace and people fighting each other, inflation, all kind of different things going on, the pandemics, sicknesses, all kind of stuff happening. Okay, these people are mourning. Why? Because there is a wicked ruler. They are mourning, and they are groaning for righteous rulership. They're really groaning for Yahushua. Okay, the people want a righteous ruler. Okay, they may not say it but through the spirit, they are groaning for righteous rulership. They are groaning for Yahushua to come and rule. Okay. Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Okay, these people are not visionaries. You see, we can see the kingdom. We can see what it's like that if we were to where you see where it says, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. That is our wisdom in the sight of the people. Okay, if we keep these laws, then the people will be happy. Everything would flourish. The earth would flourish. The Lord literally set up the earth and gave us instructions on how to treat the earth, how to do the things that we need to do in order for it to flourish. He gave us instructions on how to prosper in the earth. Okay, simple as that. You know, there was the vision has been given. These people do not have a vision of the prosperity of the earth. They only have a vision of a death style. Okay, it's not a lifestyle, it's a death style. They only have visions of transgression of laws. Okay. Let's see. I want to grab this one here too. Sirach chapter 10 verse 10. Sirach chapter 10, I'm gonna start at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Okay, Yahushua and who will be established, you know, with the 144,000, the governing body. Okay, these are going to be wise judges, and we will instruct the people in the proper way to go, in the ways of Yahweh Shemashah. Simple as that. The government of a prudent man, a well-to-do, a well-looked, a well-searched out man is well ordered. Okay, when something is well ordered, it works in perfection. Okay, the heavens are well ordered. Okay, nothing is out of order there. Okay, verse 2: as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man of the rule of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Okay, this is why you have an unwise king or an unwise judge that's over these people. Okay, that's why you have people strung out on drugs. You got the fentanyl epidemic. You know, you got people killing each other. People's hearts are cold. People carjacking. People literally do not care about the people. Why? Because of your leaders. Because of the type of people that are in rulership. Okay. Verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people. How are they destroying the people? GMOs, chemtrails, fluoridated water. They destroying us in every way. And how are they destroying us? By through the breaking of the law, statutes, and commandments. Simple as that. Because that's what brings death into the world. That's what is a death style. Okay, because if we were able to keep the commandments, it would be life. Okay. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Okay. An unwise king destroyeth his people. Now let's get this here in verse 8. Sirach 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. What is that one people? From Esau, Edom to another. What is that another people? To Israel, to Jacob. Okay. This kingdom will be translated. Okay. They've been given the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. Okay. They've been given the rulership, and look what they've done with it. They've shat on it. Okay. They've done every amount of wickedness they've pushed out into the earth. Okay. So now it's on the righteous rulers to bring about, to establish a righteous rulership and to bring it back in order. Okay. All right. So the economic woes that are going on around the world is through unrighteous rulership, through an unwise kings. Okay. Terrible leaders. All right. But this is just a quick lesson. I want to bring out that article there. So call all Yahweh Shem Al Shabbat Shem Kai Kodash. Hope you edified. Shalom.